What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update regularly, hit the like button now. And let's dive into this week's topics. First for this week, Holmes Hobbies is finally launching their new 2-in-1, and it's going to go up for pre-order today, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Time as a pre-order. So if this is something that you're looking to dive into, might be worth getting ready to dive in on that pre-order. The price is really good, just over $150 for his 2-in-1. It's the Crawlmaster 10-pole like stubby motor with the ESC on the backside, a pretty impressive piece with a lot of really awesome specs. They're going to be initially launching with a single KV2 at 2300, which is a pretty solid option, especially being 4S capable. So again, if you're interested in this, you can find it on the Holmes Hobbies website, and I've put a link to that down in the description below, and it will be available to purchase 5 p.m. on Tuesday, the day that this video goes live. Last week, Losi dropped this big new release with their new 22S sprint car. I actually got one of these early for a video review, which was a surprise to me because this is typically outside of my realm of RC that I cover. So getting a chance to take a look and review this was something that I really enjoyed. In person, this car looks fantastic. Now, the sprint car styling, if you enjoy that side of motorsports, is going to be super impressive, as it was to me. The body panels are all hard molded, so they give you like a durable and realistic feel to this whole car. Top wing can be removed, top and front wing can be removed if you want to run it as a wingless sprint, as well as that is an actual class of racing. And if you do decide to do that, it comes with a filler panel that goes over top of that front like driver area, as the real ones have also. It is running a specific chassis to the design. It's offset for the weight bias for left-hand turns. It also has special tires and wheels on it to make the scale perspective of it more accurate. It's a split diameter similar to a short course, but instead of being a 2230, it's a 1722. Again, that's just to match the proportions that these would actually have in the real world. Now, it doesn't have like realistic stagger or things like that. I think that they kept it more basic than that because a lot of people aren't going to go race dirt oval. They're going to bash this around wherever they happen to be, which will be fantastic for because it looks awesome, and that's what is a lot of fun for these cars. So I think this was a really cool release, and Horizon's prices as of late with some of their cars have creeped up there to a point where I was like, that seems high possibly for what that is. However, this one comes out $349 for a brushless RTR from Losi, which was impressive. $399 is the cost if you get the battery and charger combo. The charger is just a little USB-C charger, so you know, it's not tremendous value there. You could probably find a battery and charger at a similar price range if you don't want just exactly what they're providing. So worth thinking about, but super impressive looking car and an impressive price at launch as well. These are going to be available at the end of this month, I think the 27th, and it's a coordinated release, meaning that it's going to be available in hobby shops and through the online retailers at the same day. So if you have a local hobby shop, you can go in there and take a look at these in person the same day that they're available online. And also alongside the release of the car, Losi also released molded body panels in other colors. They also have red and yellow, and you can buy the actual vehicles in 3 different color combos. And the red and black is only available if you get the battery and ESC combo. The other 2 are available just as the standard RTRs, but a little bit of support out there for it right away. And then also, if you don't want the hard molded set, you want something that's maybe a little bit more competitive, Proline released a lightweight body set in Lexan, typical or standard Lexan. And I believe that this is the body and some of the wing parts. I don't think it's the full wing, but not exactly sure. They do show a wing set and a body and wing set, but I don't see exactly how it all fits because it's just an untrimmed Lexan piece. So exactly how that works, you'll have to figure that out. And while you're figuring it out, you can figure out how to join the channel membership by looking in the description below. Segue, yes. Channel membership helps support the channel a little bit extra. You get extra videos like After News Delight, which is an extension of this show where we go back through the topics, talk about things a little bit longer, more in depth, things like that. You also have extra videos that are just behind the scenes stuff, a little bit more candid, and it helps support the channel a little bit extra. You also get to see videos early, like the Scale News Update, which goes up the night before for channel members. So with that, if you're interested, like I said, there's a link down in the description below. This Wednesday, as in every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, Matt and I will be on for Livestream Takeover. One week or 2 weeks left until we start season 6, to start the 6th year in a row for that show to be going. Never missing a Wednesday. Consistency. Come join us, like I said, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you work for an RC company and you'd like to see some of your products on the Scale News Update, you can shoot me an email to news@harleydesigns.com. Include a photo, a description, and a link to where it can be found on your website or when it will be available on your website. Shoot that over there. Love to take a look at it, see if we can get those items on Scale News. This week, a couple that came in through the email. Hooker Designs. We talked about him a few weeks ago. He's released a new part available on Colts 3D for you to convert your H10 optic into a rear independent suspension as well. So this will use the Element IFS2 set, but it'll put it in the rear of that car. So if you want to run independent front and rear, now you can do that with this part. Again, Colts 3D, you'll download the part and then you have to 3D print it yourself or have it 3D printed somewhere. If you've never been on that site, worth taking a look. Tons and tons of parts available. Next in through the email, OCD Customs, a shop we haven't talked about before. They're making these hand-machined little body mount sets that are made to replicate the look of having stacks through the hood. They show it on like a Power Wagon, which seems like the most appropriate for this look. These are, like I said, dual stacks. You run just one or you can run two. They have them in a regular polished style setup or the burnt look. So it looks like a heated up exhaust pipe. It's a unicorn body mount, meaning that it goes on with one single screw. It's got a great big pointy nut that you'll use to actually attach it. If you're interested in and looking for more information on those, that as well as links to the rest of today's stories will be available down in the description below. And speaking of rat rod style stuff, one for the no prep drag scene, a scene that we do not talk about very often anymore, but Shark RC or Shark Bodies, they released a new rat rod body for the drag scene. Like I said, we don't talk about that very much. We used to talk about it just about every single episode, but with that market pretty much dead, we don't see much derived for it anymore, at least in the mass market side of things. This body though, I saw it pop up. Every once in a while we'll see a drag thing and not cover it, but this one was pretty interesting because it looks good. I don't know how fast this body will be if you were trying to be super competitive, but it looks cool. It looks pretty unique overall. I think if you're still into it and you like things to look unique and cool, this thing's worth taking a look at. So you can go over to Shark RC Bodies, find this on their website, which again, there'll be a link down below for you. And while we're on the topic of random bodies, I have a new one from WanMan Works, which these are 1/10 scale, licensed by Seat Ibiza bodies. And that is the proper way to say that. Thank you very much. And as I mentioned, these are officially licensed. The Ibiza was technically a kit car because of how it had to be modified for the all-wheel drive system for the rally world. Now, it was a super famous style, and these are being offered in a number of different ways to kind of match the styles or the liveries over the years that these were, reigning supreme in the rally world. So you can go to their website, you can see all of the different ways to get them, and they also come with some detailed printed parts to really kind of sell the look of these. The packaging, dude, look at him. The packaging on these looks really impressive. Overall, just a cool looking body set. So if you're into 1/10 scale rally, go check out WanMan Works. And new this week from WPL, 2 new versions of the D22 and the D32. These are officially licensed versions of the Chinese Tianjin Defa Key Trucks. I'm not very familiar with that brand. I think that the main licensing side of these things comes from like the grill and just the front end look. I don't think a lot of the rest of these is different from the other D22 and 32s. But the WPL D series trucks are all just a lot of fun. They're fairly inexpensive. The price has gone up a little bit. They used to be like 50 bucks. Now they're like 60, 70 bucks. But still, a lot of fun. If you got a 3D printer at home and you want to tinker around with something that costs you very little, these are worth a quick purchase. Just saying. But that does it for this week's scale news topics. I want to go back to the drag racing thing for this week's question. Not specifically drag racing, but I want to know, do you participate in any areas of the hobby or even outside of the hobby that may be considered like a dead market, whether it be an old video game that's no longer popular and your online lobbies are just almost empty all the time, or is it, RC drag racing or even RC like comp crawling, not in the scale world, like that side. If there's any areas that you participate in, Pokemon Go, is that still a thing? I want to know what you guys are doing that, you're just one of the few. But that does it for this week's Scale News Update. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching every Tuesday. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, consider the channel membership if you're interested. But as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. What are you doing, dude? Hey, Chief. Are you busy? Can't be bothered. I wouldn't be either.